1984 by George Orwell. 1984 is a dystopian novel set in a totalitarian society ruled by a party known as the party led by Big Brother. The story is set in the year 1984 in the fictional superstate of Oceania, where the government exercises total control over its citizens, manipulating their thoughts, actions, and even their language. The protagonist, Winston Smith, is a low-ranking party member who works in the Ministry of Truth, which is responsible for altering historical records to align with the party's version of the truth. Winston is a discontented individual who secretly harbors rebellious thoughts against the oppressive regime. Winston's world is characterized by constant surveillance and monitoring through ubiquitous telescreens, which serve as both propaganda tools and surveillance devices. The Thought Police, a secret police force, actively seeks out and punishes thought crime, any thought or action that goes against the party's ideology. In his personal rebellion against the party, Winston begins keeping a forbidden diary, documenting his subversive thoughts and feelings. He also becomes fascinated by a fellow party member named Julia, and the two start a covert relationship, despite knowing that their love affair would be considered a grave offense by the party. Winston's life takes a dramatic turn when he comes across a book that explains the true nature of the party's rule, authored by Emmanuel Goldstein, the alleged leader of the underground resistance called the Brotherhood. Winston becomes convinced that the party's vision of reality is false and that the party itself must be overthrown to restore freedom and truth. As Winston's rebellion grows stronger, he and Julia join the Brotherhood and secretly meet with O'Brien, a high-ranking inner-party member whom they believe to be a member of the resistance. O'Brien confirms their beliefs and recruits them for the Brotherhood's cause. However, things take a dark turn when Winston and Julia are captured by the Thought Police, revealing that O'Brien was, in fact, an agent of the party, and their supposed rebellion was nothing more than a trap. In the Ministry of Love, Winston is subjected to intense torture and re-education, aiming to break his rebellious spirit and force him to accept the party's ideology completely. O'Brien explains that the party's ultimate goal is not just to maintain power but to eliminate independent thought and individuality, making the concept of freedom obsolete. Under the extreme physical and psychological torment, Winston eventually betrays Julia, denouncing her and his beliefs to save himself from further suffering. He is released back into society, a broken man who has fully embraced the party's ideology, utterly loyal to Big Brother. The novel concludes with Winston's realization that he loves Big Brother, representing the complete destruction of his former identity and ideals. The party triumphs, and the novel ends on a haunting note, illustrating the absolute power of totalitarianism to eradicate dissent and shape the minds of its subjects. 1984 serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked governmental power and surveillance, reminding readers of the importance of protecting individual freedoms and the truth. George Orwell's grim vision of a future society remains relevant and thought-provoking, even in the present day.